All right, so today I will be discussing the alone experiment, where if you were trapped alone with by yourself against competitors and how you would survive and stuff like that. I'm discussing the essential tools that you would need in order to survive this experiment. Getting right into it, I have 5 tools that I picked from. The first one being the steel pan that would allow you to cook and boil water. Next, the disposable lighter. That's going to be useful when you need to make a fire, if you need to make some sort of light source. The hatchet to collect resources, build shelter. Then we have the hunting knife that can be used to skin game, kill game, defend yourself if any competitors approach or any wild animals approach. And then finally the carabine, which will be useful for holding your tools, kind of like a multi-purpose tool item that you could hang your tools on your belt with. Transitioning forward into the first item on the list, first thing we'll need to do is we're going to have to have some way to collect our food and cook our food. So going into the steel pan, this will be useful when you need to boil water. You want to have clean water. You don't want to drink just straight out of like a river or lake. You're going to want to have clean water. You also need to cook over the fire. So you're going to cook with this steel pan because it's going to allow you to have a clean way to cook your food. It's going to help when you need protein-based foods. Furthermore, if you have the pan, you're going to need something to light it with. So that's where the disposable lighter will come into play. The disposable lighter is a key tool for cooking. Like I said, it's also good for keeping your food clean. You want to use that fire to kill off any bacteria that you're going to collect off of any of that food. Also helps with hunger. You know, humans can go 21 days without food. It is useful that you have that food though, so you don't get weak. You don't want to have a weakness. It's also a line of defense. Some animals are afraid of light, so you could use it, light a stick, put it on there, and use it as a way to kind of protect yourself. In order to get all this stuff though, you have to have the wood to get the fire, to make a fire. So we'll actually move into the hatchet, which is where the hatchet will come in handy when you need to gather resources such as logs, branches, sticks, things that you can use to building a fire. Then you're going to use it to build a shelter. You can cut down logs. It'll be good to build a shelter. You're going to have some place to stay, somewhere safe. It protects against competitors or wild animals too, so you'll want to use that as like a way if you need self-defense, kind of going to that. Another good multi-purpose tool that will be good to use is the hunting knife. The hunting knife is useful for collecting game. It's going to allow you to kill the animals, also skin them if you need, because you don't want to eat the feathers and fur off of them, obviously. It's going to allow you to attach it. You can also attach it to sticks, kind of make it as a ranged weapon if you need to kill fish or something like that, if there's a fresh water source nearby. And now that you have the knife though, you will need something to kind of have everything together, which is going to be important. So you're going to want to bring in that carabine. That carabine is going to be useful because it's a multi-tool, it's multi-purpose. You can clip all your tools in one spot, that way you don't lose track. If you need it in an emergency situation, it's easy access to get to. A carabine comes in use in another situation too, in creating a pulley system. If you needed a way to move something large, especially when you're building a shelter, if you need it to set traps for animals, it proves useful in that way as well. And that pretty much wraps up the 5 things that I would use in this situation. Concluding, I think that these are the best way that you can survive if you were to be stuck in the alone experiment. Hopefully no one's ever put in that position. These also come useful though just in everyday wilderness experience if you're going on a hunting trip, something that you want to do. And then just to recap, my 5 most useful tools are going to be the pan, the lighter, the hatchet, the hunting knife, and then the carabine as well. And yeah, based off that speech, I hope you guys can use these as a way of hunting experiences or wilderness, or if you're ever trapped, for example, in this alone experiment. Thank you.